Welcome back to DreamHack Winter 2012, and
You guys don't hear this, but it's always my favorite moment when we go live and Ben is already talking and nobody can hear it besides me. It makes me happy. Oh, Ben, I'm just still recollecting my thoughts, but I was right. Stefano is unfortunately out of the tournament, Ben. He has a worse map score than the SEC, and either Freya or Snoot is at least going to go 3-2, even though, well, Snoot, yes, Freya is going to go 3-2.
I clicked on the wrong.
Snoot is going to be above Stefano, so wow, it's crazy. What a crazy last game on Antigua. We're still kind of recollecting our thoughts. But the next series is already ready, and it's going to be another big one, Ben. I really am kind of a fan of this BYOC players play the next day, because there is so much on the line, and every game has a story. It is going to be a PvP. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. No, actually it's not on the screen right now. Nightend versus Naniwa. Super important game, Ben.
Yep.
I'm really excited for it. If Naniwa wins this series, Naniwa is going to advance as well. Well, you're just figuring
Sorry,
out.
man.
No,
I'm
worries,
very
no worries.
focused on getting the game lobby all set up. We've got one, I think, of the foreign language commentators trying to get into the game. But he's not accepting my invite. I'm about to kick him.
Yeah, let's just get rid of him. Yeah. All right, so we are ready when they are. And the first map is going to be played on Antigua Shipyard, Ben. I'm just going to take a final check on the standings in Group B right now, because what am I talking about? Group D is the group that the Naniwa is in right now. 2 players already advanced to this group. Hero just dominated Group 3. He went 5-0 in best of 3s. He went 10-1 in maps. Yes, he did. That's bizarre.
Okay, here we
just
go.
remove. Yes, I was lobby at Go.
All right.
Then Torzain also advanced as he went 3-2. I'm just going to check right now what Naniwa is 2-2, of course. And well, Nightend is currently actually 0-3, Ben. So far, not a very successful day for Nightend, who did make it through the BYOC tournament.
Yeah, played great yesterday. Yeah. It's an impressive performance.
It's an achievement on its own.
Coming out of the BYOC, but he's had a tough time in the group. It is a very hard group.
Yes.
In fairness to Nightend.
I mean, this was the group that a lot of people were talking about before the tournament started, Ben. And I think there's all the reason for it, because the group with, I mean, when Red complains about a group, you know it's a tough group.
Oh, man.
I believe how this works as well is that basically Red's fate is still in the hands of Nightend. I'm not sure if they already played against each other. I can imagine they did, maybe they didn't. But Red needs Naniwa to lose. Because if Naniwa wins, then Naniwa is going to advance together with Torzain and Hero. And this group is overdone, and it doesn't really matter what happens in the remaining game. So Red's life right now is in the hands of Nightend.
So if Naniwa and Torzain both advance,
yes,
they can't play each other early on in the bracket.
If you talk, right? Yes, if you talk about well, it's not 100% sure. They could still maybe meet in the semis, but not before the semis. Yeah, if you talk about Dream Finals on paper, that no,
DreamHack winner,
I couldn't handle that actually. Like
that'd be too much awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't watch it. You know, it's one of those things that you know it's awesome and you don't want to watch it.
I think we'd be melting the ice in the Dream Arena.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't watch that. I would actually just go.
You would just leave?
Yeah,
couldn't handle it.
I just go. Good luck, guys. Enjoy. No, that would just be too bizarre. I don't really want to think about it. Anyways, we have no sound right now. I hope the production crew is aware of that. Now we can start talking about this game. So once more, it's a must-win scenario for Naniwa as Swedish Protoss. Nightend, of course, the Fnatic Protoss players spawning on the right top side of Antigua. And Myonix, Naniwa, spawning in the left bottom side of Antigua, being the blue Protoss. I've always been a fan of Naniwa's PvP, Ben. I do think it's safe to say that it has ups and downs, but overall I love watching Nani play PvP.
I think he's always been one of the more solid PvPers out there. Yeah. And while we've seen him lose some really heartbreaking PvPs in the past, he's definitely one of the most consistent. And I mean, come on, Naniwa has been playing at like one of the highest levels of anybody for some of the longest periods of time.
And of course, even Naniwa had a couple of tournaments where people's like, oh, this is not the Naniwa we know, but it's close to impossible to always perform. But it's safe to say that Naniwa has been one of the most dominating foreigners for more than a year and a half right now. Of course, back then, I think the Providence weekend where he won the MLG Invitational and finished second at MLG Providence, that was just the icing on the cake. But he won MLG Dallas back then. Which was a PvP final, by the way, against Kiwikaki. And of course, he's done really well in the GSL as well. Made it 2 times into the round of 8. Bizarre achievement. Unfortunately, lost 2 times. But still, against 2 world-class players, MVP and Dongregu, both GSL champions.
Right now, these guys are just kind of doing the early game thing. Looks like both of them are opening pretty similarly.
Yep, both players skipping the Zealot, opening up with the double stalker. I'm not surprised. This is an excellent map to do that. Certainly because Antigua Shipyard, it's probably, I think it's safe to say, man, this is the best Blink Stalker map there is. Would you agree with me?
I'm just frantically thinking of other good Blink Stalker maps, but I think you're right on. Antigua has so much surface area up to the main.
And of course this two gate opening while you skip the Zealot and get a couple of Stalkers out early on for map control transitions also beautifully into Blink Stalker play, so it makes perfect sense. Naniwa's already getting a forward pilot. I'm curious to see where he's going to spend his next Chrono Boost on. It's going to tell us a little bit more.
We wait with bated breath as he Chrono Boosts nothing. Nightend is going to continue Chrono Boosting his Cybernetics core. What is Naniwa waiting for? I'm kind of wondering if he's going to Chrono Boost his Gateways.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but he's not Chrono Boosting anything right now. Quick attack down for Nightend as he's already dropping the Twilight Council. Naniwa's going to get a great scout off over here, by the way. The probe is like, okay, I didn't know I was allowed to enter.
Oh, I see you're getting a Twilight Council.
Oh, I couldn't possibly know that, but now I know. It's nice. As Nani is getting Twilight Council on his own as well. I do think Naniwa Ben in general is one of those Protoss players who loves playing what we said pre-war against Stefano. He loves playing against the same thing. If he goes Blink Stalker, I think he likes to play Blink Stalker. If he plays Robo, I think he likes to play against Robo.
Yeah, he's and I think it's for the same reasons as we cited with Stefano. Naniwa is always going to feel like he's the better player.
This is a little bit tricky right now, as Naniwa did use one Chrono Boost, but Cybernet score already finishing researching Warp Gate. Nightend is gonna have much quicker Blink ban. And this is always a scary moment. I hope for Naniwa that he doesn't move out when Blink is like 80-90% done, because then you can run into that moment where your Blink is like 90% done, but your opponent has Blink, you run into each other and you just lose the game immediately, and you really hate life and you uninstall StarCraft, but then 2 hours later you download it again because you missed it too much.
You know, Naniwa did scout the Twilight Council, so he's going to know that pretty much no matter what, his Blink is later than his opponent's. So what he should do is just wait until his Blink is done before he leaves.
Yep, this is why that scout was so crucial, that Naniwa should not find himself in that position. Wow, Nightend, okay, just now adding his 2 additional gate. I thought he was 3 gates already, but he wasn't. So 4 gate Blink Stalker with the robotics facility. This is standard, but this is also means that he does not have plans to drop a Nexus anytime soon, that he really wants to rely on a Blink against Blink fight. And man, I'm looking forward to a micro battle between these two, because Nightend, of course, a fantastic player as well.
Yep, they've both been spending a lot of time in Korea.
Yep.
I think Nightend has shown some massive improvement in his play from his time in Korea. We'll see if it's going to be enough to pay off here against Naniwa, as observers are kind of, they're going to high five in the middle of the map here.
This is smart by Naniwa. Oh, no. I was about to compliment him on something that I think is very smart, and now it's not smart.
Now it's just a kind of a sad story.
Yeah, now it's just a painful moment. Oh, actually, not that painful. It's just super
smart.
smart.
Oh, Naniwa kills Nightend's observer. That's hilarious.
That's so smart.
Oh, man.
Because I thought first he was going to set it right.
Naniwa's so smart that we thought he was dumb, but he's actually smart.
He's just smarter than both of us, and we have map vision. Oh, my God. Well, Naniwa has an overwhelming amount of Stalkers now as well. Wow, he's so many Stalkers ahead. He has 14
How is this
Stalkers
even possible? He can literally just blink up the ramp
and win the game.
I don't know if he realizes it yet.
It's really, the thing is though that he's gonna have Blinker cooldown right then, and Naniwa is not, and there's gonna be Guardian Shield, so I don't think he could do that. But what he can do is force a fight from here. He has to be careful, of course, with the Blink Stalker, with the Observer, I want to say.
So far, these guys showing a lot of respect for one another. No one really wanting to overcommit. Naniwa's gonna expand here.
Naniwa has to be careful though, because he does not want to see Nightend Blink on top of him. Oh, he's gonna lose his Observer. This is very nice for Nightend.
Yep, and it basically means Nightend's completely out of the woods. He's safe. He can't be messed with too much
Nightend
more.
has one Stalker advantage right now. Naniwa starts adding his first Immortal in the mix. I'm curious to see when that bad guy is gonna get, or gonna join the fray. Gonna come into play. Wow, sick Rex. See 100 energy Nexus over here, so Nightend could potentially Chrono Boost all gates, get more Stalkers, and just go for one really big straight up attack. But that's not what he's doing, man, as he's dropping the Nexus as well, just a little bit later than Nani did. Oh, Naniwa has to be careful, Ben. These units, okay. For a second I thought they might actually be too far out of position. As you can see, it's pretty close.
I like what Naniwa did there. He just did a little loop around the map, making sure there weren't any hidden expansions anywhere.
I like the army supply advantage that he has right now. Nightend has to be careful. Of course he has Blink as well, so he can potentially retreat. Worker tab shows us 27 probes for Naniwa, 30 workers right now for Nightend, but Naniwa is going to be able to produce 2 works at a time, a little bit before his opponent.
75 supply to 71. It's very close right now. Nightend just sort of dancing in and out, trying to get a good feel for what his opponent's up to. Has expanded as well, and actually has a probe blade.
Yeah, but as I said, Naniwa is going to be able to produce 2 probes at a time right now. Even though it's very hard to produce probes when you see all these Blink Stalkers right outside his main base. Might see the first sort of real engagement here. Nightend does not want to commit, and he stalks into the main base, which I think is a smart decision right now. Stalk attack shows us 16 stalkers for
Nightend
Nightend.
does blink up into the main right now, Kev. He's going to pick off a couple of probes and try to get out of there.
But he's going to lose those stalkers, I think. Okay, Naniwa's afraid. Nightend is trying to lure him into. Can Naniwa win this fight stalker-wise? No, I don't think so.
No. Oh, there's a big aggressive blink from Nightend. He wants to pick a fight, and Naniwa is going to lose a couple of stalkers.
Naniwa panicking there a little bit. Losing 2 stalkers. First real damage done by Nightend.
Yep, 16 stalkers for Nightend, 12 for Naniwa, but 3 immortals mean he still can't really be attacked.
Perhaps Nightend is going to try to pick up an immortal. It's always playing with fire, but he is going to try it, man. But Naniwa's going.
Oh, he's going to try and he's going to succeed, and Naniwa does not blink down from the high ground.
That's actually what I thought Naniwa was going to do. I thought that's why he's bringing out the immortals. Man, Naniwa is taking some unfortunate trades here, and Nightend is loving it.
Yeah, Nightend is outplaying Naniwa a little bit, at least at this phase of the game. Naniwa has not been perfect, but he's still in good shape. He does have the faster expansion, and he has finally taken that probe lead.
Interestingly enough, man, we see Nightend already dropping the Robo Bait. Naniwa not yet. Naniwa's going to drop 3 additional gates, and Naniwa's going to try to win this game on Immortal Blink Stalker.
Ooh. Well, Nightend can easily get away from this. He's just going to... Oh, there's a 1 blink, and Nightend's going to turn around and fight. Immortals are here.
Force fields. No force field yet. Forward blink for Naniwa. Is he going to try to pick up the low HP Stalker?
Yep. Yes. Success. Mission accomplished. And
that was a little bit better for Nani.
It does even things up a little. Nightend still does have a Stalker lead and has an even mortal count as well. So
I'm looking forward to see how Naniwa is going to execute his game plan, man, because it's quite clear right now that, at least that's the feeling I'm getting, he's going to try to win this game with a Blink, Stalker, Sentry, Immortal push. So he wants to hit before it goes into the Colossus phase. But how is he going to do this? Is he going to try to get some force fields up on the high ground? Is he going to try to drag units out of position? Because he cannot just like straight up run up this ramp. Because then I think that force fields are going to kill him.
First Colossus is in production, as is Thermal Lance, so if Naniwa is going to win before Colossi, he's kind of starting to run out of time. Now, just 1 Colossus is not a huge threat, but when you have 2, 3, 4 Colossi, things change drastically.
Okay, so the Immortal count is even, man. The Zealot count is pretty much even, so it's all even besides the Colossus that's in production. It's all going to come down to execution, but of course Nightend does have the defender's advantage.
He also picked off Naniwa's only probe and pylon.
Is Naniwa going to blink? He is going to blink.
Going for it, and
he's going to see the Colossus.
I thought he was going to try to kill the Robo for a second. The Colossus is there. This is a really awkward position for Naniwa. He's being force fielded
out.
Oh,
the Immortals, man. The Immortals are shooting on most of these Blink Stalkers right now.
And it's a really crazy fight. Hard to really say.
Is there more force field? There's no more force field for Nightend. Naniwa doesn't know, of course, what we know. He's going to check.
Naniwa can't reinforce this, Kevin. He's got no pylon. He's got nowhere to warp in.
And he's going to back up and get his own Robo Bay.
Oh,
this is very weird. Wow. With all these units on the high ground, I think Naniwa could have killed so much here.
Yeah, really bizarre couple of fights there. These guys kind of playing patty cake. No one really willing to completely commit to a fight. But
I mean, Naniwa killed more than Nightend here in the end, but Nightend has slightly more probes. And he has that Colossus, and Thermal Lance is about to finish off.
And with Thermal Lance, Nightend's going to be pretty comfortable, man. I think this is looking great for Nightend.
Yes.
He's got, and there's Forge Robo going down for Naniwa. So Naniwa's going to catch up with double Robo.
And he's going to make sure that Naniwa's not, that Nightend's not going to march across the map. Forward blink right now. He's going to pick off a gate. He's going to have to be careful though. Oh, he could actually fight this. Naniwa knows that he can fight it. Well, okay.
Oh man, Naniwa is made.
Yeah, but those stalkers had blink on cooldown because he was microing them. So
I feel like he's made a few consistent mistakes like that throughout this game, just losing a couple of stalkers here and there. I think it's why he's kind of been behind the whole way. It's still a very even game, guys. It's 15 stalkers to 14. It's 4 immortals to 6. But the Colossi are the real game changer. Nightend's already got 2 of them. He's continuing to produce Colossi. Naniwa's going to be producing Colossi out of 2 robotics soon, though. So he can catch up. He should catch up.
And by the time that, like, if Nightend would march across the map, I think Naniwa is going to have at least the same amount of Colossus. But yes, Nightend does have a small advantage. No third base yet for Nightend. Naniwa is heading out. Maybe gonna invest in that. So yeah, it looks like Nightend's gonna go for it right now, and this might actually be like the golden moment for him to fight.
Oh, it's a big blink, and Naniwa does lose a couple of stalkers. Nightend's gonna give chase. He's got some reinforcing units coming from behind. That's a hell of a flank. Can Nightend continue to blink? Yes, he will. Naniwa immediately blinks away. Immortals and Colossi giving chase. It's 135 supply for Naniwa against the 150 of Nightend. A very close game right now. Look at all these
immortals, but he's really gonna need that as well. Naniwa needs a little bit of time, man. Soon he's gonna have 3 Colossus on his own. and Thermal Lens, but without Thermal Lens, this is going to be a hard one to pull off. Nightend did force a cancel on that third base. Did Naniwa actually warp it in, or am I crazy right now?
I'm not sure. We're going to have... Right now, Nightend is just kind of sitting outside of Naniwa's
I like the arc though, Nani, but there are a lot of Zealots in the mix.
Yes, they're going to absorb a great deal of damage, and a huge offensive blink by Nightend getting right under Naniwa's Colossi. Could this be the way that he wins this
Naniwa's
game?
flank is really good as well.
Colossi blinking down from the high ground. Immortals pounding away at Immortals. It's a very close fight. Naniwa has gone up in supply. There's another Colossi joining the fray here for Nightend. Big Zealot warp in though, and I think actually Naniwa is going to come out on top here.
It's so even. I think it's a super even fight. Unit's lost resource tab shows us that. Well, I think that was a brilliant fight from both guys. During all this though, Ben, we shouldn't forget Nightend is going to go up to 3 bases. So the next fight, Naniwa is going to have to win it. As we can see that he's pretty much mined out his main base. Of course, the same can be said for Nightend, but Nightend is going to mine from 2 bases soon.
Yeah, he's got somewhere to send those extra workers. He's going to come forward and...
is he going to forward blink? No, he's not. It would probably be a wrong decision as well in 3 Immortals.
Poor Immortals like,
oh, nice force field. Very nice force field. Naniwa's going to get the confirmation. Yeah, Nightend's up in 3 bases. Okay, I have to make something happen now.
But Zealot's mad about it.
So mad. He's like, what is the Nexus doing?
I believe you to the third.
Where is the gentleman's agreement? This is PvP, man. We're not allowed to go up to 3 bases.
You're just supposed to build Robot House.
Wow.
Oh. Ninja Stalker. Nightend wants to kill him, but he's not going to.
Went to hell and back. I mean, I kind of like Naniwa's counter ability right now, Ben. Supply cap shows us 75.
Probes, man. Naniwa's just going for it, all or nothing.
Is he going to base trade? How many Immortals do we have in the mix? We have 3 Immortals against 22 Blink Stalkers only. That's it right now. 27.
That's great. Oh, and he is going to just blink up on top of the Colossi. I'm not sure if that was the best move. Probes tangling things up.
He took out 1 at least, but he's losing a lot of Stalkers right now. Wow, that was 9 Stalkers for 1 Colossus.
Yeah, not worth it at all.
If he makes that trade 2 more times, he has 0 Stalkers.
And I feel like Nightend's already kind of putting himself in an awkward spot. He's sort of chasing the army of
Nani is doing this so good, man, because he doesn't have to do this right now, because he still has this really angry Zealot.
Here's another small skirmish here. Oh, and the big
nice
force fields.
fields.
Nightend's going to lose a lot of Stalkers, and Naniwa trying to turn this game around. He's up almost 50 supply right now. I don't know how he pulled this off.
Because he's making much better exchange. Nightend lost 14 Stalkers as soon as this started. He's not mining of this base anymore. He does have 2 Colossus right now, so this is still not over yet.
No, not at all. It all comes down to this final moment of execution. Zealots and Immortals, Colossi against Blink Stalkers and 2 Colossi.
The positioning, man, the positioning. These Immortals a little bit out of position right now.
They are going to get picked off, or at least one of them's going to get picked off. But the Zealots, man, they do so much damage, and actually, there is nothing Nightend can do right now.
Really sick game from both sides, I must say. But I really loved how Naniwa handled that first big attack by Nightend. I think that was sick.
Just phenomenal play from Naniwa. Choosing to pull the probes and go for it here at the end of things, and it was the absolute right decision. 1 Colossus tries to waddle away, but
do you think that Nightend should have just gone full on base trade if you have so many Blink Stalkers? Or
I really don't know. I really don't know, because eventually I feel like he has to fight that army.
And nice sandwich here by Naniwa. He's going to pick up that Colossus as well. Nightend calls GG. And Naniwa wins this so important for him first map.
Yeah, that was a brilliant game for Naniwa. Goes up 1-0. Now he has so much freedom going into the second map. And
that was not an easy win at all.
No.
After that big fight, man, like their unit's lost resource tab shows us like a difference of maybe 200 minerals. It's like 16 minutes into the game. I love it when you see kind of stuff like that.
Look at the resources mined this game.
Yeah, it's like no. Wow, can we go back to the screen, production crew? We have to show this to the people.
25,725 resources mined for both players. Naniwa wins it with cost effectiveness and cost effectiveness alone.
It's just crazy.
Great game, guys. Naniwa goes up 1-0. We'll take a short break, and we will be right back. Game number 2, Naniwa versus Nightend. Welcome back, folks. DreamHack Winter 2012. And
I'm guessing
somebody tweeted me and said my headset's crooked, so I'm trying to get it not crooked. But does it look crooked to you? I can't really tell.
No, your headset is fine. But look at my hairband. Like I'm starting to get the same little weird thing as you always
Man,
get going.
don't be a hater. My
This
hair
is really not cool. I'm gonna get a haircut like tonight.
Let's just both shave our heads.
I look really stupid. You know, my brother always tells me to shave my head. Like every time he sees me, he's like, "You look stupid. Start shaving your head." But you know, the thing is, like, I think shaving your head is cool if you're like in good shape or you're well built. My brother is like a giant. He's super big, so it looks kind of cool on my brother. But when I do it, I don't think it looks very good. Maybe if I go to the gym for like 6 months.
I think it would motivate you. I find when I shave my head, it makes me feel like a.
But I'm already like such an insecure nerd, and like my hair is all I have. It's like if I don't have my hair anymore, I'm just like an insecure nerd without hair. Man.
I think then that it's an important thing that we shave your head because it's letting go. Now you have nothing but what you make for yourself.
Okay, maybe after the NASL finals. Okay.
What do you think, guys? Should Roddy shave his head? All the guys are like yes. All the girls are like no.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you this: the day that Justin Bieber shaves his hair, I'll do it too. And then you can see we look nothing alike.
Do you really want to, base your life around what Justin Bieber does?
No, he does. He does it around me. I'm the one who's older, you know. Anyways, guys, welcome back to game number 2 here on Daybreak, where Nightend is, of course, our red Protoss player, spawning in the right top side of the map, representing Romania and Fnatic. Big shout out to Team Fnatic as well, of course, as they've been a substantial part of the StarCraft 2 community. I love it how they've been supporting so many guys for a long time.
Big part of the esports community for a long time. Fnatic is one of the longest standing and most successful esports institutions in all of the industry.
You know a little bit of trivia right now. Did you know that Naniwa was part of Team Fnatic once?
Here's a trivia question. Which team has Naniwa not played on?
That's not very nice. I'm just trying to give you something nice here, something funny.
I really don't mean it bad. Naniwa's been around the scene for a long time. He was a Warcraft 3 pro for years and years and years. Yep. And by virtue of that, anytime you're in the scene for, would you say 10 years? Has it been that long?
Yeah, close to. I mean, I would say 7, 8.
When you've been in the scene that long, you're inevitably going to play on a lot of different teams.
Yeah, I was actually on Fnatic with Naniwa at the same time. It was really cool. It was a cool team. A couple of other players. Like one of the Russian casters today is Abver. He's streaming in Russian, so if you speak Russian, you might want to check out his stream. He was teammates with Naniwa and me back then, so that's kind of fun to see guys still around. Yeah. Man,
Naniwa's the last man standing. He's the only one still pro gaming. Everyone else is.
Yeah, we all fall off. Who else was on the team? Rob, but he's not playing anymore. Hooligan is not playing anymore. I think we had one more. I think Satini, but no. Yeah, he wasn't there. Yeah, I think Nani was the only one of that Fnatic team back then. As Creoflus was on the team for a little while as well, but he's not playing anymore. Yeah, man, Nani was the last man standing. But hey, Heart of the Swarm is coming, man. I'm making a comeback. You know, I am good in Heart. Don't say I'm not good in Heart. Don't say it, man.
I'm not going to say it. Yeah. I wasn't going to say it.
Naniwa is switching up his build over here quite a bit, as he's opening up with the Zealot Band, so no double gate triple Stalker opening, which of course makes a lot of sense, guys, because as we were chit-chatting in the start of the game, this is of course Daybreak, and Daybreak plays out so different than Antigua Shipyard. I'm not going to say you can never ever play Blink Stalkers here, but it's just not a very good idea, as there is so little surface area you can enter the main base. Now what this does do is that it's opened up a little bit. Man, I know Nightend as a fan of Phoenix builds. Nightend, do you remember the days he was playing TSL 3? And he had like this build against Terran where he was making only Colossus, Stalkers and Phoenix. And he had this game against Boxer, like this crazy game where he had like 20 or 25 Phoenixes. And he just made as many Phoenix as the opponent made Vikings.
Wow.
That was a really funny playstyle. He was one of the only players who did that. And I think Nightend likes Phoenix in PvP as well. But if I look at his opening right now, it's a little hard to imagine, as he is actually still going with the triple Stalker opening. We see Naniwa does at the Twilight Council.
Yeah, he's got a very fast Twilight Council, 1 gate Twilight Council.
And he gets a pylon over here around the map. Maybe starting to have the feeling that Naniwa might want to go Dark Templars.
That's what I'm thinking as well. As you see that gas continuing to climb, and he's going to proxy the Dark Shrine.
He's going to proxy it over here in the left bottom side of the map. DT.
Look at this probe.
No.
Okay, he's not going to see it. Not going to see it. What is going to happen is Naniwa is going to see the. Does Naniwa see the? Oh, what? What? Nani?
Wow.
This is cool.
This is crazy. Maybe in case of a base trade. Nightend man still does not have a robotics facility, but now he is going to warp in once. And I still think 60 seconds, 60 seconds. It's going to be a little bit too late. And I think the worst thing is that Nightend is going to have units out on the map. I don't think he has units standing on top of his ramp.
Oh, no way. Impossible. Why would you go up there? And he scouts to hit
Oh, but
Nexus.
what if he just cancels the Nexus? He still doesn't know about the Dark Shrine, though.
Does Naniwa know that he got scouted? I don't think he
Naniwa
does.
is researching charge right now. This is like...
Oh, he's going to go 4-gate with Archons.
This is like insanity.
Yep.
He's still going to try to make something happen with Dark Templars. How is Nightend going to open?
He's going to... Naniwa's going to use Archons to break force fields.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I mean,
he
he's
will
still
definitely
gonna
make
try.
a couple of DTs.
Oh, does Nightend know about this Spiner? If he doesn't know about this Spider-Man, I don't think that he's going to be able to get an Observer round in time. Well, actually, he can Chrono Boost it. It might be barely in time. The DT is ready, though. With the Dark Shrine.
The pylon is
He's
down.
going to see it. He can warp in Dark Templars right now. Bad. He has to warp in.
Wait, he's making... Oh, he is making it, but he's not gonna do anything with it. All right, so Nightend has basically deflected here. He's not taking any damage.
Doesn't want to reveal it. I guess it's smart in the end because he would have just revealed those Dark Templars. The Observer would have been out in the right moment, so maybe he could have killed a few pros, but he would have also revealed that he has a Dark Templar, or that he has Dark Shrine. Okay, this is pretty bad, man. Naniwa did not actually see that.
Naniwa can make DTs up here though, and that'll be everything he needs to defend.
Nightend is gonna like. I would like to see the looks on Nightend's face right now.
He's like, what? What am I actually playing against? Dark Templar is warped in. That's going to chase these Stalkers away, and until Nightend has extra observers, he can't do anything about this.
Nope, he's gonna need at least 2, and he's also gonna be forced to leave a couple of units at home. And Stalkers, man, yes, he's gonna have Blink Stalkers, but Charge Bolts are scary, man.
Charge Lot Archon.
I mean, Nightend needs to keep some units in his main base. He's not doing that right now, so this one Dark Templar ban can already be quite a nuisance.
Is there any detection back there? No, there's
Yeah,
not.
I think he leaves one DT. He has 2 observers, so...
None of them are in his main. A lot of fighting happening up on the top side of the map. Charge Lot's just barreling forward, and that's unexpected. DT does make its way into the main base. There is no observer
there is
here.
One. There is an observer.
Where?
Yeah, above the probes.
Oh, there he is. Yes, he is, but that Dark Templar is still hacking away at a lot of workers, and Nightend is being very, very slow to react to this. He's microing all of his Stalkers on the other side of the map.
I don't really think he still doesn't know. He's losing so many. Okay, he does know. He wiped in 2 Stalkers. That
9
might be
kills.
enough.
9 kills on that Dark Templar.
Blinks.
Now it's a 38 supply against 48 supply. It looks like Nightend is still very, very ahead at this point. He's down in workers, but he's up in army supply. Naniwa forced basically to retreat all the way back to his main base.
Force fields. Oh, that's kind of silly. Does Charlotte just going to charge into that? I do think you're right, Ben. Nightend quite far ahead right now. Of course, he will be able to take out this Nexus, and he's going to be able to take out the Pylon and the Dark Shrine as well. Oh, Nightend, actually, wow, Naniwa doesn't have any more force fields. He's in trouble, man.
He's going to warp in no sentries. And here we go. Zealots are going to charge into these Stalkers, but I think Nightend has just got too much of an advantage at this point. Blink Stalkers against a player that doesn't have Blink, doesn't have any higher tech. Naniwa was really trying to play a strange sort of, I don't know, kind of dice roll strategy, and for whatever reason, Nightend spotted everything and just dealt with it beautifully.
Kind of bizarre. Nightend really not using all of his Stalkers. He's going to bring them all to the main base right now. He still has those units at home. Naniwa's going to try to get an Immortal out, but he's going to need way more. Actually, it doesn't even matter if he has force fields. Nightend can just blink on top of all the units right now, and I don't see a world where Naniwa can hold.
There isn't one, Kev. Here comes the big blink. Nightend is in Naniwa's base, and is absolutely going to take this game. He's going to tie up the series at 1 each. The Romanian, still with some life in him. Taking out the last of Nightend's units. Yes, me too, says Naniwa. GG.
Goes up 1-1 right now, and once more, this is a super important series for Naniwa. Nightend is 0-3 in his group, and it's maybe he can still force a 3-way tie with Red, with Naniwa, and with 4GG. But that's it's going to be
I'm
quite
not even
hard.
sure if that's possible. We'll have to look at the numbers.
Yeah, it is possible.
Um,
Because 4GG is 2-3. If Naniwa loses this, he's 2-3.
You're right.
And then if Red...
and if Nightend wins this, he's 1-3. He would have to win one more game against whoever he hasn't played.
Red. So yeah, it can be a 4-way tie, but it can be still a 3-way tie.
But that wouldn't force a playoff. That would go to map score, and it's 4GG right now, I think.
with the best.
Yeah.
Because he's only -2. No, actually, it would be a tie between Naniwa and 4GG. Naniwa did beat 4GG, but of course, Nightend beat Naniwa. Nightend doesn't. Well, let's say Naniwa. Everything is still possible. It's hard to figure
really,
out
it all
right
comes
now.
down to Nightend. Nightend is the guy that's got to figure it out. So, guys, we're gonna take a very short break. Game number 3, Nightend Naniwa. A very important game and a very important match. When we get back. Welcome back, guys. DreamHack winner 2012 into game number 3, Naniwa versus Nightend. It's going to take place on Cloud Kingdom. This is another map where there's a wide array of viable playstyles. Blink's not bad, Robo's not bad, Phoenix is not bad. So that opens up all the tech paths.
And last game we just saw a bizarre strategy from Nightend. From Nani. And I'm also a little bit surprised by the threat from Nightend as well to go for Blink Stalkers on Daybreak. How often do you see that?
It's seldom. Seldom. I guess he was maybe trying to metagame ahead of Naniwa, thinking, all right, well, he's going to perhaps try to counter me with Phoenixes. Do you remember there was a time where some of the Korean Protoss were playing these weird DT builds in PvP?
There was a time that Huck was like playing DT.
Yeah, he was doing it all the time.
And there was this one MLG where everybody was going Dark Shrine, like No Knee, Huck and stuff, and they were all having like invisible units killing each other's base and no one have any detection. That was a crazy time.
Then one day somebody realized it's possible to get whatever tech I want and still have detection in time.
Yep. In the old days you had to choose, man. It's one way or the other. I always chose 4-gate. That's a good choice.
Back in Brood War, Templar Archives gave you access to High Templar and Dark Templar. I've often wondered why it's not like that anymore.
Would be a little bit too strong, I guess.
Why?
I don't know. Because you call a lot of resources. It's quite a buff.
Yeah, it would be a big buff. I mean, definitely. But would it be too strong?
I don't know, man. It's,
I like the idea of the backflip upgrade for the Dark Templar. You can backflip onto any unit and ride it around.
I don't really know what to say.
I think it's a cool idea.
I think your ideas are like often are as insane as my dreams.
Like backflips onto a Hydralisk and moves slower.
Man, if he backflips on the Hydralisk, he's gonna cut it in half immediately.
He doesn't hit it with his sword.
Of course he does.
No, he just lands on it with his feet. He doesn't have swords on his feet. That would be a really strange Protoss unit that had swords on its feet.
Why not? Maybe have like shoes with. You like these cowboy boots with like. It's all possible.
I would love to see a Dark Templar with cowboy boots.
Anyways, man, we see Nani on the top side of the map, of course, being our blue Protoss representing Myonix, and of course himself taking both assimilators at once, and he's mining with all 3 probes immediately, so not even 2, but 3. Did not scout yet, so you could say playing a little bit with fire. I remember once upon a time Naniwa lost a really important game on a 4-player map where he got proxies blindly, and he was very angry. I would be angry too. But in the end, he still did. There was an EPS qualification when Naniwa still lived in Germany. Well, sorry. Some people might only know Naniwa spending a lot of time in Korea, but before he went to Korea, he actually lived in Germany for a while to compete in the ESL Pro Series. He did reasonably well, but unfortunately he had some scheduling issues, collected too many penalty points, and he got kicked out of the league. That was for him reason enough to leave Germany, and that's when he went to Korea.
And since then, he's had a lot of success in Korea. Was a very high finishing foreigner in one of the seasons of the GSL, and has
2 of them even.
Yeah.
And just overall, Naniwa has done really well. And ever since he went to Korea, he also got most of achievements in the international events. He's going to chase this probe around from Nightend, taking a look at the main base of Nightend. Naniwa did scout after all, Ben, just a little bit later. And he's going to see that Nightend once more skip the Zealot. Going to go for that triple Stalker opening. So
That's right.
I'm expecting Robo play out of Naniwa this game. And we see, well.
Look at that Sentry, man.
Ooh, no Robo play. He's going Stargate, man. Stargate against... Well, Nightend's going Robo play right now.
Stargate against a Robo, so.
This is like the most bizarre thing, because I think both players are like mind gaming each other a little bit right now. Naniwa was giving the impression he wanted to go for the Robo build. Nightend was giving the impression he wants to go Blink Stalkers. He might still get a Twilight console after the robotics facility, but knowing Nightend, that's not what he's going to do, because if he does that, he likes to get Twilight before Robo, rather than the other way around.
Now when he goes Stargate in PvP, it's basically always for Phoenixes.
Okay. Well, Nightend is going to go for Robo and then Twilight, so he's going to mix it up. It's not how he normally plays it. Naniwa adds a very quick Robo as well, but it might just be as a safety so he can get an Immortal out. Because if you play Phoenixes, you're often afraid that you play against either 3-gate Blink Stalker Robo or 4-gate Blink Stalker with no Robo, and they try to Suicide Blink on top of your ramp. And if you go Phoenixes, you're very low on units, because Phoenixes are expensive. But of course, as soon as you have 1 or 2 Immortals out in the mix, you're not afraid of Blink Stalkers anymore. Man, I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out. I feel if Naniwa survives a certain phase of the game, it's going to be good for him. If he doesn't survive,
it's going to be bad.
Yeah.
There's that Blink upgrade coming for Night, and he adds 2 more gateways.
That's probably what he wants, man. I think Nightend's going to be really aggressive. Naniwa needs to start Immortal production like pretty much as soon as possible. Of course, he wants to use his gas right now on Phoenixes, but the first Immortal does start. It's a really, really important Immortal, and he's supply blocked right now, and I wouldn't mind him seeing add a few Zealots eventually as well. Why did he do that? Why did he do that?
I don't know. just in case.
He's really afraid. I mean, that's the only thing I can imagine. He's afraid of the 4-gate. He's afraid of the 4-gate Blink Stalker without the Robo, where you might not see this one Stalker, but his Stalker suddenly blinks here and then everything else blinks up here, and he wanted to prevent that because he knew he needed to buy a little bit of time. I mean, this looks silly, and everybody at home is probably giggling right now. Haha, that's so dumb. Actually, this is super high level play by Naniwa.
Phoenixes are going to fly in right now, and they're going to see a lot of Stalkers, and then they're going to be really sad. A lot of damage taken by one of those Phoenixes. Blink wasn't quite ready for Nightend, but man, on the build order chart, Nightend definitely has the better build here on this deciding map, Cloud Kingdom.
I agree with you, Ben, to some degree, but you shouldn't forget, Nightend is still not going to be able to leave his base for quite a while. He's going to drop the expand right now. That's a good choice, but I think as soon as Naniwa knows, Naniwa is going to expand as well, and it's always nice to have those Phoenixes.
Yeah, we've seen some cool games. Rain, particularly at the BWC last weekend, showed us that you can keep your Phoenixes relevant for a long, long time. Robotics Bay goes down now for Nightend.
I'm a little bit surprised by that, Ben. Because, of course, those Phoenixes are eventually going to help out against Colossus as well. He's going to lift up some probes. You have to be careful. Does not want to end up losing Phoenixes. Picks up a Sentry. He will lose one Phoenix. And he's going to find the Nexus right now. But more importantly, Ben, he saw the Robo Bay as well. So perhaps he thinks this might still be a cancel. Do you think that's possible?
It's not what I predict. I think Nightend's just kind of getting ready to start his Thermal Lance and go up to the mid game. Naniwa's expanding as well, so I don't think he's expecting a cancellation either.
Phoenixes are going to kill this one Observer, as this Observer trails the Observer of Nightend. That's, of course, the beauty of Observers as well. Or Phoenixes, you're always going to kill Observers.
And very easily at that.
Keeping a close eye on this Nexus, but... I mean, Nightend is still building probes. He's already up to 35 probes, so he definitely will let it finish. That's a quick Colossus transition.
Yep, Thermal Lance already on the way. Naniwa starting his own robotics base, so he can begin to round out his tech.
Yeah, Nightend doing a good job, man. He's just building as many probes as possible, and he had the Blink Stalkers in position. So he barely took any damage from this Phoenix play. Impressive.
Nightend right now sitting on 58 supply against the 66 of his opponent. He's up in workers, but down in actual army supply. He's only got 7 Blink Stalkers against 5 Zealots, 3 Immortals, 2 Phoenixes, and 2 Sentries. So that's an impressive army from Naniwa. It's not one that he can do much with right now, though.
That's the biggest problem. I mean, exactly. He's not going to be able to do a whole lot with it. So I think in the long run, I think it's safe to say Nightend has quite the advantage, man. He's 10 workers ahead. That's pretty big, and he's still making workers right now. Naniwa is not. So Naniwa has so many workers behind. Is he going to just try to be aggressive soon? Because he's adding more gates right now. He's still not building probes. Now he is going back to probing.
Probes.
Wow, he's so far behind though, man.
He's in a tough spot right now, man. And Nightend's continuing to create advantages for himself as he starts his +1 attack upgrade.
And you know, I might be crazy, but what I think is also still possible in this group is that if Nightend wins this series, but Red wins 2-0 over Nightend, I think Red can even still advance.
That is kind of a crazy thought. So Red getting a little bit of help from his Romanian buddy here. Both players putting down a couple of pylons at the top left.
Naniwa cancels his. Naniwa's in a rough spot, man. Nightend is researching charts now as well. Wow, he's so... Naniwa's gonna attack real soon. There's no other way. I'm taking a look, army supply right now. Naniwa is up a lot. Okay, so Naniwa has a window, Ben. The army is much bigger right now. Naniwa's just gonna go all out. His tournament life is on the line. Naniwa needs to win this series.
43 army supply for Nightend, 57 army supply for Naniwa. Nightend knows exactly what's coming his way.
But by the time that Naniwa arrives, I think it's going to be quite even. Nightend is mining so much more than Naniwa, and he has 2 Colossus. I find it hard to imagine a world where Naniwa pulls this off, but he has the Immortals. But more importantly, charge. Oh, he has to hit before charge. I guess he will.
He's on pace to do so. Charge is still about 70 seconds away, but if Naniwa waits for pylons, if he sits back and takes his time.
I am nervous for all Naniwa fans. He still does have the bigger army, but it is not massive. He has the Phoenix dartling forward a little bit. Oh, it takes a lot of damage on one Phoenix, loses it immediately. He has to go, Ben.
He's taking a lot of damage from the Colossi of Nightend as well. Nightend's getting a couple Zealot kills for free. Charge is moments away, guys. Charge is ready in less than 30 seconds.
It's now or never for Naniwa and his DreamHack hopes. There are 3 Colossus for Nightend.
Zealots are just going to walk forward. Charge is not going to be ready for this fight, but the Colossi doing massive, massive damage. The Immortals not really getting it done. They're shooting Zealots. They're not focusing Stalkers. They're not focusing Colossi. Great control by Nightend, blinking backwards, and he is going to crush this fight, and Naniwa taps out. GG.
Nightend takes his first win of the day. He is 1-3 in his group right now. So his tournament alive, perhaps still alive as well if he defeats Red. But this is great news for Red and all Red fans out there, because if Red wins 2-0, I think Red can still advance.
Man, the
group is just
Nightend winning there just turned this group upside down.
Yeah.
That means that...
Naniwa had his fate in his own hands, but he didn't pull it off. A crazy, weird game on Daybreak. And now in the last game, perhaps a small build order advantage early on for Nightend. He played a beautiful game though. Naniwa tried to make something happen on 2 base. Did not make any probes. And Naniwa, just very nice defense.
Naniwa is now 2-3.
Yes.
4GG is 2-3.
He's not playing anymore. Red is 1-3, Nightend is 1-3. So one of those guys is going to be 2-3 as well. But Red has the possibility of having the best map score because he could finish up at 6-7. But it's all going to come down to the result of Red against Nightend.
Wow, and Naniwa still has to play. No, he's done.
Naniwa's done, man. Naniwa, it all depends.
Yeah, it all comes down to Red versus Nightend. That's going to dictate who moves on and whether or not.
I think if Red wins 2-1, it might not be enough. I think if Red wins 2-1, Naniwa might still advance. But
Naniwa beat Red?
Yes.
Okay.
And Naniwa beat 4GG as well. So if Red drops a map against Nightend, Naniwa might still advance, but he doesn't have his fate in his own hands anymore.
All right, well, guys, we'll...
this is crazy.
Red Nightend very possibly could be our next game. We'll let you know when we get back from this next break. Don't go anywhere. Lots more StarCraft still to come from DreamHack.